So I finally signed up for Meta's early access kind of beta program that has allowed me to test out update v81 before it is officially released, and because of that I am able to show you guys today the new Immersive Homes feature that I'm sure a lot of you, if you're following VR news, have probably seen, but I just want to kind of go into it in a little bit more detail now that I'm actually here in the environment, and show you guys kind of what you can expect when this update eventually releases, as well as a few things that I think need to be improved before this sees the real light of day. So the first thing that I noticed actually when entering my immersive home is that my avatar's hands are really chubby, and I don't know why. I mean, my forearms are looking pretty wham, to be fair, so I am not complaining about that. But the second thing that I noticed is that while this new visual environment is very stunning, and by the way, it is not just visual. If you're very quiet, of course there's nothing happening now that I did that, but if you're quiet, there's basically environmental sound, so nothing too intrusive, but you have kind of birds chirping in the background. You've got the sound of the waterfall pouring in the distance, things like that kind of really add to the immersion, and honestly, it's very peaceful and quite a tranquil experience. But the other thing I noticed was that the quality of the textures isn't quite as high as I thought it would be. So it's always difficult when you watch video capture from VR, like on a flat screen. It tends to actually make it look higher quality than you experience when you're in the headset itself. So looking around, like, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look bad. It is very visually stunning, actually. They've done a great job with this environment, and look, you can see things like here, slight animation, so the plants kind of gently blowing in the wind. All of that is fantastic. It's just mostly like in the distance especially, I feel like all of this would look a lot nicer if the texture resolution was just a bit higher. Now, I understand that we have to downgrade it because of, for performance purposes, but I am very curious to see if it would be possible to maybe, at least in the future, have an option to choose like a preset for your visual quality, so you could trade off a little bit of performance to have like sharper textures and a more beautiful environment. I would like to see that option down the line, although I don't really see it as a priority for Meta at the moment, so we'll see if that ever comes to light. Other than that, the place is absolutely stunning, and as you may or may not know, we can go here and change the scenery. So I'm currently in Valley. If we switch, you see we get this kind of fog that envelops everything for a moment, and now we're in an underwater home. But you'll notice that the entire home itself remains the same. Hey guys, the entire home itself remains the same, but it has basically just transformed the entire scene, so the background scene, and also like the foliage. You can see we've now got underwater plants and underwater wildlife all around the house, and dynamic lighting, so you'll notice where everything has like a nice kind of blue tone now, and that is implemented across the entire house, which we will be checking out in just a moment. I just want to kind of show you guys the environment first. So really, really cool. Again, I love all the kind of animated wildlife that they've got in all of these environments. It just adds a nice bit of immersion and kind of 3D element to your home environment. So next up, let's check out a couple others. We've got the midnight one, which again, this is an awesome one. So when it's nighttime, you can just chill under the aurora, the northern lights there. This one is also stunning, and I think partially probably because it's a little bit of a darker kind of environment, you get away with slightly the low resolution textures look a little bit better just because it's kind of a bit darker. This is beautiful if you want to chill under a night sky, and again, those fireflies over there, a little bit of ambience, and the sounds are amazing. Let's check out the last one. This is actually the one that you start in, but it is my least favorite, so I'm showing it last. But yeah, this is the Horizon Central, and one thing that is kind of cool here is that you can see in the distance these fake people running around doing what, I don't know what that guy's doing. He just jumped into oblivion there. But yeah, little people here running around doing whatever they're doing in the distance. That's pretty cool. We've got a MetaConnect 2025 thing going on there, so I don't know if that's just for display at the moment or if that's going to be like a thing in future where you can actually hop over from here over to there to like view live events. I can see that being something that they'll be doing. I just noticed Shop Central there as well, so maybe you could go to a shop to buy, like, I don't know, cosmetic accessories to place around your house, for example, and you could join other people there for live events such as MetaConnect. I think that would be really cool if you could kind of almost seamlessly hop from here to like there or there to do other things. That would just greatly expand the usability of the kind of home environment and kind of blending it with Horizon Worlds a little bit, which is something I see Meta kind of doing, but we'll get into that in just a bit. Anyway, enough about these. Let's switch back to another. We'll go back to this one. I like the valley. Okay, now let's have a look around the rest of our house, but in order to do so, you'll notice that I'm currently using my hands. It's, as far as I'm aware, still not possible to move around using hand tracking. So while I do actually enjoy the natural feel of using hand tracking, if you want to actually go anywhere in your house, you'll need to pick up your controllers. So that's what we're going to do. So now that we've got controllers, I can show you how we get around the house. So you move around with your joystick just as you usually would. It's got a little snap turn going on here. So you can choose your locomotion method. I'm currently using smooth because I'm cool with that, but if you if you're prone to motion sickness, then you can choose a teleport option as well, and that will allow you to teleport around. So let's go over here first. So the first thing I mentioned earlier is the fact that you can sit down. As you can see, I'm now sitting on this chair, which is a nice touch, because previously you could kind of go to where the chairs are, but then you just kind of stand in front of them and you couldn't actually sit. So it's nice to be able to actually sit here. And all that happens when you're sitting here, you can't use the joystick to turn anymore. You need to use your own real life head and body to turn. And if you want to get up from the seat, you simply just start walking and it automatically gets up and moves you around. So I think that's really cool. I do like the smooth locomotion, and as you will see here, my legs, they move in time with my controller, and also you can jump, so there's that. By the way, this is exactly what I look like every day in real life when I'm not in front of the camera. I like to wear these funky looking Okay, moving on, you'll see here we have a portal to Horizon Central. I'm not going to go through it right now, but if I was to, this would take me to Horizon Central, believe it or not. Now, this is the only kind of portal we have at the moment. I do hope that they give us the ability to create custom portals later, because if we can, we've got, by the looks of it, quite limited wall space. You could probably put something there and maybe a couple things there, but if we have limited wall space, it'd be really good to be able to choose like your top accessed games or experiences and create a portal to take you there. So that would be pretty cool. I hope that's something they bring later. Next up, we've got this little window here. It doesn't do anything, but I just thought it was pretty nice. Over here we have the Instagram window. So this one is pretty cool. As you can see, these images are apparently automatically converted into like kind of this 3D look. I'm not sure how that comes across on the recording, but in person it's definitely got this kind of 3D, almost parallax kind of look to it. You just use your control thumbstick to swipe between these photos nice and easy. And they've all automatically got this kind of 3D look. It will try to get you to add your account and log in. If you don't want to do that for now, you can just tell it to go away and continue browsing these preset photos, which, I mean, some of them are pretty interesting. I'm not sure what's going on here. But yeah, anyways, that's really cool. You can log in there and view your own photos. I'm not that interested in viewing Instagram in my VR headset. That's not what I'm in here for at the moment, but it could be nice if you have a cool Instagram feed. What is happening here? What? Anyway, yeah. So that's that for the moment. If you don't like that, you can access your settings here, and as you can see, the same place where you can switch your scenery, you can also handle your objects. Now, at the moment, it's still very early days, so we've only got the avatar mirror, the Horizon Central portal over there, and the Instagram window. The Instagram window being the only one that you have the option to remove. So it looks like these two at the moment, at least for now, are going to be ones that are mandatory. So let's remove the Instagram window and see what happens. As expected, it is gone. That's no surprises there. If we add it back, and there we go, just like that, it is back there. So that's really cool. I don't know if we have the ability to actually choose where this goes at the moment, because it doesn't seem like I had any option to kind of, move it to there, for example. But again, I think that's something that maybe, or at least I hope, will be implemented later upon full release, because being able to fully customize your home and put things where you want is going to be a pretty integral part of the experience, I would say. And that is pretty much all there is to your immersive home environment at the moment. So let's kind of get into a few things that I would like to see improved or added to make this a real game-changing kind of feature in Update v81. So first thing I would say is we need more environments. I think these environments are absolutely beautiful, and I really like them as a kind of starting point, but if you can see here, we've only got the option to switch to these 4 scenes, and these 4 scenes still keep your house the same as we've demonstrated before, and I will continue to demonstrate. The house itself remains the same, it's just the kind of lighting and the background environment and the plants and stuff that change. While that is really cool, and I do really like the kind of dynamic lighting effects here, I do think that 4 environments and kind of only 1 home is very limiting. So I really hope that they quite promptly after release add some more options for either like different home spaces, like actually something a bit larger than this would be nice. This one's an okay size, but if you frequently, you know, have kind of group calls where you invite a bunch of friends over, I could see like a larger home environment being a lot more beneficial, maybe different floors, different rooms for different kind of activities. Like if you all wanted to sit and watch YouTube together, just for example, using the co-watching feature on YouTube, you could sit here and here, but that's only 2 seats. You could sit, here, you got a bunch of seats, but it would just be nice to have a few more options of places to kind of hang out with friends in your home environment. But the second thing is also, like, a lot of the really popular environments, like the space station, for example, or for me, I really liked the kind of cyber apartments that were looking out over the cybernetic kind of cyberpunk-like city. But yeah, just in general, I would really like to see just more options for home environments, or at least the ability to add like custom home environments like you could previously. Adding custom home environments would just allow people to have more control over what their VR home feels like. Now, I think Meta is, at least it looks like, they're leaning in the direction of being able to really customize your home environment. At least that's what this says to me. The fact that you can change your environment, your scenery, and you can also choose what objects that you want to have in there, and hopefully later on actually organize where they appear in your house. It feels like Meta are going to be leaning into having a custom home environment, and I think it would make a lot of sense if they didn't limit you to these and actually opened it up to custom home environments as well. The next thing, which I kind of touched upon, is the ability to have more custom portals that take you to like your top played games or experiences. I mentioned that earlier already, so I won't go into it too much now, but yeah, I think having custom portals is going to be a big feature for your home environment. Also, it does look like Meta are planning to add more objects. I can't imagine they're just going to leave it here. I really hope that they really lean into this and add a whole bunch of different kind of objects that we can use to really get the experience we want out of our VR home, because if it's just like a handful of generic ones, then like realistically, how different are our homes going to be from the next person's? If we have a whole ton of different objects that we can kind of customize, then I feel like that would be awesome. Like imagine, for me, I would love to have a big YouTube TV up against that back wall, for example, and if that was just a permanent fixture there, I can see myself jumping into my home environment to, you know, just kick back and watch a couple of YouTube videos on a big TV there. Or even having like a music app as an object. Like imagine having like a custom Spotify object window permanently placed there so that when I enter my VR home environment, I can have it automatically start playing like a playlist, for example. I think that would be really cool. I could just have my own soundtrack going on in the background of my home environment. I think that would really, again, bring it to life and make it feel a bit more personal. Look how nice this water looks, though. That water looks very refreshing. Unfortunately, I can't jump into it. Maybe not a top priority, but I think it would be really cool if I could have my own kind of VR pet. Like, imagine if I could have my own fluffy little dog buddy that would just kind of follow me around my house and I could like pet him on the head. I think that'd be pretty cool. Like, we've already got these guys, like floating turtles and other various sea creatures in the environment, so why not have a simple little pet option where I could just have like a dog or a cat or like a rhino or whatever it is you want as a pet. But yeah, maybe having like a kind of immersive home companion feature would be, I don't know, something cool to add in the future. Can I touch? No. Dang it. But yeah, I guess that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a bit more of an in-depth insight into what's coming in the new Immersive Homes v81 update, in case you guys haven't had the chance to experience it for yourselves and you just want to know a little bit more. And speaking of which, if you do want to experience it for yourselves, you can go into your Meta Horizon app and go into your headset settings, I believe, and then somewhere in there you have to go and turn on your like beta testing, early access, preview mode. There's like something like that. Hit the switch and basically your headset will update and bring you into the v81 software update, and from there you will have all of the new and unreleased features, including the Navigator UI, which I have a lot of issues with this Navigator UI. I didn't like it nearly as much as I thought I would, but that's a topic for another video. And you get to enjoy these beautiful immersive environments for yourself. Also just realized you can sprint in your home, which is cool. If you press the thumbstick down, it speeds up your locomotion speed a little bit, so that's quite cool. But yeah, that's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more exclusive VR content, news, and updates, then be sure to subscribe to the channel. I am working my way slowly but surely up to my first ever 2,000 subscribers, so if you want to be a part of this journey and help support the channel and myself, I would highly appreciate it if you just click that little sub button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day. Goodbye.